And welcome back. Well, now finally feeling like spring, if you have a few cleaning projects in the works, hopefully your fridge is one of them. Dirt balls. Joining us now is designer Laurie March with some environmentally friendly ways to dispose of food waste. Good morning to you, Laurie.
Good morning.
We got to know. So here's the deal. Molly put too many potato peels down the drain and it ruined, and she had to call a plumber. I put orange peels down, eggshells down. What's the rule here? What can we put, what can't we put to start off?
It's such a good question. I think it's really all about doing it right. You know, people have had disposers in their sink for so long, you forget it just has some basic to-dos for how to use it. It's really all about running that cold water first before you pop all those potato peels in there. Oh. And a modern disposer from InSinkErator can deal with just about anything, even Molly's potato peels, by the way, right? I mean, it's pretty incredible. You know, this device was created in the late 20s, actually right in your backyard. This is a hometown success story, by the way. InSinkErator invented this, and they've been making it better and better ever since. So modern disposer can deal with crazy stuff you wouldn't imagine. I put avocado pits in there.
Wait, an avocado pit?
Corn cobs. Yeah, sure can. It rattles around in there for a hot minute, but it gets the job done. So there's not a lot you can't put in there, which is important because I think all of us are really trying to be a little more conscious of food waste, right? It's a big deal. 1/3 of all the food that's produced in the world ends up in a landfill. That's just staggering, right? And as it's there in a landfill, it's breaking down, and all that gas that's released, that methane gas, is really heavily contributing to climate change. But we all can affect this in our own kitchen. This is something we can do today and every day to make the world a better place. Instead of going to the trash can with all of that food waste, take it to the sink if you've got a disposer and put it in the disposer.
Well, I love that you talk about that and showed all those foods that we can put down, because I think that that's where a lot of the myths come, is we think, oh, yes, well, this can't go down. And so you think of, like, you know, the kids clearing their plates off after dinner and they're clearing it into the garbage can. So clearing it into the sink is better to know. So in terms of other myths, are there things that we do need to know, grease, or is it just that we have to run the cold water first?
Yeah, you nailed it when you said the bacon grease. Absolutely right. There's only 2 things you really want to pay attention to not putting in there. You don't want to put oil in there, and you don't want to pour grease into there. And believe it or not, the disposer runs happiest on cool water, not warm water. And other than that, a modern disposer can deal with almost anything you can throw at it. It's really just about changing our behavior in the kitchen. We think it's just the same thing, whether it goes to the trash or whether it goes to the sink. And for the planet, it's not the same at all.
So do we have to do anything to clean the InSinkErator or those blades once in a while? I know I oftentimes I do use hot water, so now I'm going to use cold, but I often do that with a little soap to clean it after. Is there a better thing to do?
You know, done right, if you run the water first and run it for about 15 seconds afterward, it doesn't tend to need a ton of maintenance. It's really a pretty wonderful little device. But there are a few things that you should think about with your disposer. You mentioned earlier those myths. A lot of people think it takes a ton of energy, right, your disposer? But really only about 50 cents a year to operate a modern disposer. And people think, like you said, there's tons of stuff you shouldn't put in there. Honestly, it's really just that oil and that grease that you really shouldn't be putting in there. And you can put citrus in there if you feel like maybe you've run something kind of stinky through there. Usually, if it smells, it means you probably didn't run enough water afterward to make sure it's fully flushed through your pipes. But I like to pop lemons in there or orange peels, anything like that. Those are always kind of fun, makes the kitchen smell good. But the disposer really is your kitchen's best friend.
Well, and I love it. I think people are thinking about the earth after Earth Day. We're thinking about the environment. And so to know that this is a way we can help the earth, keep food out of the landfill, and do something a little bit better for our Mother Nature, I think is really a good feeling for all of us. Where can people go to learn more about even just the success story of InSinkErator here from Wisconsin?
You bet. Best place to hear all about responsible food waste disposal and InSinkErator's amazing history is InSinkErator.com.
All right, something to be proud of. Thanks, Laurie.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.